Being a leader is a conscious choice. And every single time you want to lead, you're going to get punched in the face if you're not ready for it. Because life is always going to give you what you need to level up and to expand. But the moment that you choose to lead, the moment that you choose to level up, that's the moment that you have to choose to evolve. I'm going to share with you in this video the evolution of a leader. Because the moment that you know that leadership is a conscious choice, you need to prepare yourself for the punches that life is giving you in your business, in your marriage, in your life. Because at the end of the day, a conscious leader is the one who chooses every single time his own experience. My name is Raul Villacis, and you're listening to the Daily Edge podcast. Learn the systems and the process that successful businessmen are using to take their lives and their business to the next level. Leadership is a conscious choice. One of the key things that we have to understand is the moment that you step into the role of a leader is a conscious choice. And when you choose to lead, you're actually raising your level of consciousness. The moment that you've been called to lead, the moment that you take a leadership position, the moment that you start asking God, the universe, to give you an opportunity to lead is a moment for you to raise your level of consciousness. But we have to be aware that not every leader is at the same level of consciousness, because there's multiple levels of consciousness in order for us to grow. And there's an evolution that we have to go through in order for us to lead better, to lead with power, to lead with conviction. But every level requires a better version of you. Every single time that you're going to level up, it requires a different version of you. So when you start to lead your company, when you start to lead your family, you start to lead your team, in order for you to go to the next level, you have to create a different version of you. You have to level up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the different levels of leadership and the levels of consciousness where the leader is at that moment. So the first level is leading from the survival consciousness. Every single time that you step into a leadership position from the survival consciousness, you're always thinking about what's in it for me. And the survival level is when you focus on how people are going to see you. What you're going to get out of this experience. What are you going to get out of leading your team? And we'll see this time and time again when leaders come into a company, where when you start a company, it's always about, how do I make more money? How do I get paid? How do I do this? What's in it for me? And every single time that you're leading from this level of consciousness of what's in it for me, you are driven by the need of praise and validation. And that's why when somebody doesn't want to be in your team, or somebody doesn't want to buy your product, or somebody doesn't want to work for you, you leak energy and you bring your level of consciousness even lower, and you make people wrong because you're leading from the survival mode. And every time that you're leading from the survival mode, you're attached to an outcome. You want validation. You want people to praise you. You want people to tell you how good you are. So you're constantly doubting yourself because you're in the survival mode. You're leading from the survival consciousness. And every time that you're leading from the survival consciousness, you have a low level of energy. And you have the consciousness of thinking only about yourself. So then once you get enough of that, you go to the next level, and the next level is the leading from discovery. In the moment that you get tired of just burning yourself out, because at the level of consciousness of survival, most men get burned out. So the moment that you're tired of getting burned out, and the moment that you experience enough pain, because that's what's going to take for you to grow, that's what's going to take for you to go to the next level, is to face your pain, to face your fears, to realize that there's more of you. And that's the moment that you go to the level of discovery. The level of discovery of consciousness is when you start discovering who is in your team, who is your enemy or your competition. You start putting your team together, but at the end, you're thinking about you versus them. You're focusing on who's on my team, who's my competition. Is our team versus them, is me versus them, and you're constantly putting people in different boxes. This is when you're comparing yourself to other people. This is when you're comparing yourself to your competition. You compare yourself to other people, and you're constantly looking at you versus them. It becomes a battle. It becomes a battle that becomes draining. But at the level of consciousness of discovery, you're discovering your edge. You're discovering how are you going to be able to lead. You're discovering what is your method of leading. And that's the moment that you go into the leading from a transformation consciousness. That's when you start experiencing a transformation. The moment that you have, again, enough pain, that you don't want to lead from discovery. You want to stop the fight that's within you. You want to stop the battle within your organization, within yourself, and the comparison game. That's the moment that you start the transformation process, and you start leading from the level of transformation. And see, at this level, you focus on what's in it for us as an organization, us as a team, us as a company, us as a family. So that's the moment you want to protect your team. You want to protect your family. You want to protect your organization. And that's the moment that you start looking at how do you build a team. You realize that you can't do this on your own. This is when you build a team and you strengthen your organization with a common vision. You have a common vision. And realize that in order for you to go to the next level, you have to get around other people. You have to empower other people. And so you start getting a vision. You start realizing that there's a next level, and you're attracting people to your organization, to your company, to your team, because it becomes easy, because people want to be around leaders that are going somewhere. Nobody wants to be around a leader that doesn't know what to do. Nobody wants to be around a leader who has uncertainty. Everybody wants to be around a leader who knows that he has a mission. He knows he has a vision. All he needs is somebody to believe in him. But in transformation, you actually believe in your mission and your vision so much that other people are believing in what you do. They're believing in who you are. They're believing in where you're going. So they want to be around you. I see, this is where most leaders stay stuck. This is where most leaders right now are struggling. Because now that you have a mission, now that you have a vision, now you're attracting people, you're still not going to where you want to go. You still feel that there's more, and you don't know what it is. And I think that's the most dangerous place. The transformation stage for a leader is the most dangerous place, because now you realize that it also could be addictive. Every single time that you're painting the vision, every single time that you pump people up, every single time that you're getting praise from other people, could be addictive, because you could be going 100 miles an hour and crashing. And you have to rebuild it back again. And you crash, and you come back again, and you crash. Because again, your capacity is only about what's in it for us as an organization, what's in it for us as a family, what's in it for us maybe as a community. You're not thinking bigger. See, one of the ways I had to break through is because when I started my company, it was my family. Then I had to break through my family cycle so I could hire more people. So I had to hire employees. And then I had to break that bubble and expand even more. And I had to be able to go outside my industry. See, every single time that you want to stay in a box, or people want to put you in a box, you're stuck in the transformation consciousness of leadership. See, the next level is leading from an awakened consciousness. And this is the moment that leadership becomes effortless. You begin to lead because that's who you are. You don't need people to believe in you, because you believe in yourself. You need people to believe in your mission, because you know you have a mission, a vision to make into a reality. And this is when your main focus is, how are we going to make an impact? How are we going to be able to change the game? How are we going to be able to disrupt the industry? How are we going to be able to raise the level of consciousness? At the moment that you go from me, then to you versus them, then to us, to the we mentality. This is when you realize that you're part of something bigger than you. That if you want to grow, that you want to expand, you can't just put yourself in a box, your company in a box, your community in a box, that you actually have to include more people, expand your capacity to start thinking with a we mentality. And see, that's the moment that you start increasing your energy, increasing your capacity to start thinking bigger, to start thinking about what are the possibilities, start thinking about what are some products and services that I could create that maybe they didn't think about before. But the next level from that awakening state is leading from a transcendence consciousness. And this is when leaders are creating leaders. This is when you realize that oneness is the purpose of a leader. This is a moment that there is no separation, only integration. That you're creating a legacy through your life's work. And every single time that people look at the way you operate and how crazy you are, you realize that you're inspiring other people, you're impacting people's lives without needing the praise, the validation, or the significance. Because your work speaks by itself. So every single time that you're leading, every single time that you are around a leader, every single time that you want to lead, ask yourself, what level of consciousness am I leading from? Am I leading from survival? Am I looking at what's in it for me? Am I leading from discovery? Because every single time that you are aware of your level of consciousness as a leader, you're going to be able to go to the next level. So let me break it down. Survival. Every single time you're in survival mode, you only focus on me. The conversations are, what's in it for me? How can I get more? How can they help me to do more? And every single time that you're trying to survive, you're always going to be focusing on what you are doing and what's in it for you. Discovery is every single time that you're working, me versus them. You're creating separation. See, in the survival mode, you think you're alone. You think there's a war that is you against the world. In the discovery world is you create a separation because you don't want people to take from you. You might be in the scarcity mentality. You don't want to lead with power. You want to lead with force. In the transformation mode, you're focusing on us. Now you're including other people. You're including everyone around you. And in awakening leadership, you're focusing on we. How can we create an impact? How can we level up? And the we could be your customers, the we could be your employees, the we could be your family, the we could be your community. It's everyone around you. And then transcendence mentality is the oneness. That's when you realize that you're not alone. That's when you realize that there is no separation, that you are a mirror of me, that every single one of us are one. At the end of the day, what you do to others, you do to yourself. So the moment they realize that your life's work is either contributing to the whole or taking away from everyone else. A leader's job is to raise his level of consciousness so he can fulfill his destiny. And every single time that you increase your level of consciousness, you create a different version of you. And every single day, we have to be willing to let go of the version who we were yesterday, of the leader who we were last week, last month, last year, and make a commitment to level up today. Make a commitment to increase our level of capacity to be able to lead from an awakening state, to be able to lead and transform the people around us, to be able to lead and not just think about what's in it for us, but also what's the contribution that I'm bringing. And every single time that you walk into a room, to a meeting, to a conversation, you're focusing on the whole. How are we going to make it? How can we go to the next level? Because I guarantee you right now, your business, your income, your impact is all based on the level of consciousness that you're in right now. In order for you to be able to attract what you want, you have to expand and grow. You can't solve the problems that you have right now with the same level of consciousness that you created. Again, this is not a mindset. This is deeper than a mindset. This is you going in deep and asking yourself, who do I need to become from the inside? Because if you create a mindset around a survival mode, you're going to be able to make decisions only based on that. So you can't change your mindset. You have to change your consciousness so you could influence your mindset that comes in from that place. And your job every single day is to go deep. Go deep within yourself and ask God in the universe to help you increase your level of consciousness. And the only way to do it is to become aware and ask yourself, how am I operating? Am I operating from survival? Am I operating from discovery? Am I operating from transformation? How can I get to the awakening? Who do I need to become in order for me to get to the awakening state so I can lead without the need of the praise, of the validation, or the need of thinking of what's in it for me? Because people can't take what you're willing to give freely. Abundance happens when you're willing to give more than what life is giving you. And I guarantee you that life will always give you what you're willing to give life. The more that you're able to contribute, the more that you want to expand, the more that you want to give, the more that you want for others, the more you're going to be able to get. I see it's a simple principle as that is that you want somebody else to succeed. Well, if you want it truly, that other person is going to feel it at the same time. And because you want that person to succeed, somewhere down the line, because we're all one, you also want to succeed. You also want to see yourself succeed. The problem is that sometimes we don't think that we're mirrors with each other. And we judge each other. We condemn each other. And we want to take from each other instead of realizing that the moment that you expand your consciousness, you'll be able to see that abundance is right at your fingertips. That whatever you want, whatever you desire, you can command the universe to manifest into reality as long as you're in alignment with the highest version of you. Because life and the universe, when I give you exactly what you want, what you desire, but they can't connect the dots if you're in survival mode, if you only want to take. My intention for you is to realize every single day, as leaders, you must raise your level of consciousness so you can lead with power and create an impact. If you like this podcast, send me a text from a community platform at 203-405-9199 for exclusive content and direct access to me so I can take your life to the next level. That's 203-405-9199. Send me a text now.